Seems like we've had good luck lately. Not to jinx it, I hope. So this might be a little bit of a short one. We're going to see everybody and we're going to get goodbye waves from Villa and Chalet, but that's all that we need to do. So I don't think that we'll have to go super long on it. This is Pug with his green collar, as you can see. And we grew some grass to put in here. It's wheatgrass. They sell this cat grass a lot of places, but we buy wheatgrass like you would buy for humans. And then we grow that. This is 6 days since I started it, and it grows fast. And I just brought it in here before we started the close-up, so they're getting a chance to check it out for the very first time. And I can tell we're gonna have lots of grass vomited all over. Wow, I hope that didn't, mess anything up too much. All right, I have no idea. You guys, somebody in the chat's gonna have to tell me if this is still working, because B just jumped up and switched the camera around. It probably got weird. So, let's see. First off, I can tell you that the mom of these kittens, who is Scotty, is in her own room right now. She's in my office right now, which is temporarily her own room. And she's there because she had her spay on Tuesday, and it's a little bit rougher of a recovery when it comes to mom cats than kittens. So it's not unusual for a mom cat to need a few days before she's back on her feet 100%. But she's doing pretty well, actually. She's eating and pooping and getting around a bit. And I just gave her some meloxicam to help with this, any sort of inflammation. And it turns out that the meloxicam, it seems like it had a very rapid effect, because I went in just a minute ago after, I gave her the meloxicam maybe 15 minutes ago, and she's already up and running around the room a little bit more. So that's good. We'll see her in a minute. I see it's vomiting good. Oh, no, vomiting's not good. I'm going to have to clean all of it up, but that's what they do with the grass. They eat it and then they vomited it up. So it's enrichment, though. It's fun for them to get something to play with that they can eat and vomit up. And I don't know, cats do it naturally. It doesn't hurt anything. So that's just the way it is. You can see that this is Jack up here playing. He's very floofy. He looks a little brown in the sunlight, but he looks pretty black normally, as opposed to, for instance, Saint here, who's got grass. Hey, buddy, is very brown. B here is she's starting to be a little more in between. She actually looks much more black right now, thanks to the camera, but in person, she's more brown than Jack is. But still, you would look at her and think that's a black cat. She's so soft. She's the floofiest of the whole group. So much floof from B. Hi, B. Oh, hi. Jack this morning climbed on my back and hung out for a long time, just hanging out there. He just tried to get on there again, but there wasn't enough room for him. Guess I'm sitting at the wrong angle. Really takes after his mom that way. Let's see, who's in here? Is that Palm? Oh, you can tell, look at Palm's eyes. Palm always has those Ari eyes that just look super surprised. She always looks like she's just seen a ghost. It's really cute. I think Palm is also the most shy of the entire group, so we've been working on her a lot extra, and I think it's helping out. Still more work to do, though. Oh, those eyes. You're cracking me up, Palm. You're cracking me up with that look. I just cleaned this lens. Yes, so now she's got to touch it with her nose. Oh, yes, not just smell it. Get right in there and touch it. Good. Oh, I missed the question that Megalina's responding to, but yeah, Loganberry, I assume Loganberry came in here yesterday and peed on the beanbag chair. And unfortunately, the blanket that we had on there was not one of the waterproof ones that we have, but fortunately it caught most of it in time. I was in here before it got a chance to really settle in. And between taking the blanket and taking the beanbag cover, we're 100% good. I just had to put on a different beanbag cover yesterday. That's why it looks like it's standing up so tall, and it has the crazy unicorn blanket on it. It was just the first one I grabbed. I thought the crazy unicorn blanket kind of matched the room theme that we're going with, although I think when DJ realizes it's all over the stream, she's probably going to be like, this needs to change. And that's fair enough. I just put it on in a hurry. This is Bass, or Bassett, or Bass, I've been calling him a lot lately. He's also very shy like Palm. I think because we've been working on them, I feel like he's made just a little more progress so far about not being shy. He rolls over for his belly rubs. He's always doing that. Yes, you're so cute that way. But he and Palm are definitely the two most shy of the whole group. And then I'd say B, I wouldn't even describe as shy anymore, but she was definitely there for a while. He's purring, actually. It's the first time I think I've heard him purr. It's just a little purr. Oh, may already be done. No, I think he's still doing it. Can you hear it? It's very subtle. Wow, first time I've heard him purr. We get a lot of that from Saint, of course. Saint will purr if you just look at him. What's up, Basie? Here, play with a toy instead of my hand. His face is so distinctive. He's going to be wonderful for taking photos of. I hope his adopter, who is Jack, and he are going together. I hope his adopter takes a lot of photos for us. They aren't getting adopted soon, though. They aren't even ready to be adopted until the end of the month. So they're going to be here for a while. Don't worry about that. Everybody else is getting ready, though. Well, I say everybody else. Really, I just mean Villa and Chalet, who are going tomorrow, and Bumble, who is going on Saturday. And then I don't think that anybody else is going until April. Or, roughly April. May, January, February, March, April, May. May. No, wait. Now I've lost track of everything. This is April. Late April is what I mean. Isn't it? What month is it? Oh my gosh, is it really this bad for me now? Yes, April 7th. Okay. So yeah, okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think that probably next is River. I got to double check those dates though. Oh, somebody did say, good, okay, River is going on the 12th of April. Good, because I was confused. In my head, I was like, oh, River's going to be here a long time. But then I was also thinking April 12th is her date. And it turns out, okay, that's right. It is April 12th. And she's not going to be here a long time. That's next week. Who knew? I guess you all knew. And at some point I knew because I put it in the message. I'm really bad about having these things in my head, though. I'm absolutely relying now on my calendar to tell me what I'm doing every day. If it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done right. So thank goodness we put all those down. All right, well, let's leave these kids to do whatever it is that they are doing in here. And if you want to keep watching them, you can look at the Kitten Academy live stream. And after we're done with this close-up, I'm going to come back up here and open the door and let them run around in the faculty and meet the faculty and stuff. Let's go see everybody. And, this is the regular Kitten Academy live stream, by the way. So you can see how much of what's going on here you'll be able to see if you switch over there, if that's what you prefer. But let's go. Here we go. First off, we're going to stop in and see their mom. Like I said, she's over in my office at the end of the hall. But first, I'm going to finish this coffee. Done. And we're going to take her this kicker toy. I don't know if she's going to care for it right now, but It's something familiar. This is the one from Sage's Handmade that she does like. She had 3 different kinds of breakfast this morning. You can see she's eaten 1.5 of them, so that's pretty good. And she's mostly been sitting on this little mat that I brought her into her room, and she sat down on this mat from the princess bed, and so I brought it back in here for her. And that's what she's doing. So here's a little toy for you. And we'll reach under here and give her a little pet. Oh yeah, I'm not going to pull her out right now during the close-up, but I will tell you that she's doing better than it seems, because if I do pull her out and hold her like a baby and pet her, she'll start purring. And like I said a minute ago, she was up and at the door and asking to be let out. And she probably just realized that she's a little overly enthusiastic. So, so that's Scotty. And she's going to be fine. She just, like I said, needs a couple extra days to recover. So that's that. Okay. Now let's head back out and see who else we can find. I do want to stop in here and see Bumble. And in fact, we should get a goodbye wave from Bumble, even though Bumble is not leaving until Saturday evening. There's a chance I won't get to do another close-up before then. Also, this is new. Bumble just today started sleeping in this corner. She's still here, I see that, but she's never done that before. So pay no attention to the open outlet. It's not a power outlet. It's a low voltage. There's nothing in there. I just need to remember to put a cover on it, and I haven't done that yet. So Bumble is, as you can see, a sweetheart. Look how shiny she is. You can also see why everybody thought she was pregnant. That's how she got here. Come over here in the light, Bum. Come on. There you go. So she's a real sweetheart, and I guess I've already talked to her doctor about this, so they know what's up. But, you know, she gets a little bit anxious when there's a lot of change or new cats around, and she'll growl, and she'll want to be left alone for a while. But she gets over it real easy, and in fact, we've introduced her to most of the puppies now. We introduced her to the Townies a long time ago, and we got them to be friends with a judicious application of baby food and repeated gentle introductions, of course. So now we're doing the same thing with the puppies, just for fun. And they were all in here last night, and she was actually playing with some of them. In fact, when she met Pug, Pug snuggled right up to her and slept with her, snuggled up all night. But that was when it was just her and Pug, really. When we had all of the puppies in here last night, that was a little overwhelming, and she was like, this is too many at once, too many kittens at once. But if you do slow introductions, a couple kittens at a time, then she gets used to them, and she could eventually be fine with all of them. Of course, she won't have time for that since she's going home on Saturday. Let's see, I got out the tripod so we could do the obligatory goodbye wave. So let's make sure we get that done. Hang on here. I haven't used this tripod yet either. DJ stole my usual tripod for her cooking with her mom every Saturday. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is a nice tripod, though. Ooh, a little too nice. Okay. Hey, hi, everybody. Okay, this is Bumble. Bumble has a perfect white square on her belly. Oh, it stretches a little bit when I hold her up, but it does make a perfect square most of the time. They're almost perfect for a cat anyway. And she is going to wave goodbye to all of you. Look over here. What is this on the screen? Do you see that finger? Okay, look over here. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. She is just a big old sweetie. She's also, I can tell from her eyes, she's like, I wish you'd stop doing this. You're humiliating me in front of my adoring audience. She has to have more dignity than this, huh? Where's your dignity? Okay. So that's Bumble. She's getting adopted Saturday afternoon, so she'll still be here for a couple days, but I'm not sure to do another close-up before then. There we go. She's been hanging out with Custard, by the way. He's over here. He's feeling pretty good, too. Hi, bud. He's not going to show it now, of course, but yesterday he kept climbing up on my shoulders to ride around like he used to do all the time when he was younger and felt better. So you can tell he's feeling better if he's doing that again. Isn't that right, Custard Doodle? Yeah, of course it is. All right, so All right, pal, I know. Now you want to hang out with me. I'll give you a chance. You and Bumble will get a chance to go out and run around with all those kittens, probably in just a few minutes, just after this close-up, I bet. We'll see, though, because if I'm going to let Custard and Bumble out, then I have to put away Logan and Maggie, because Maggie starts trouble with Bumble, and it hasn't been worth our time to try to get them to, get along. And actually, Logan and Custard always have trouble together, but also Logan does tend to start trouble with Bumble once in a while. He's not consistent, like he's not going to start trouble with her immediately. But if you put Logan and Bumble together for long enough, he's going to end up making her angry. So yeah, Logan and Maggie both have to get put up for those two to come out, which, like I said, we'll do. I was expecting to see all of them somewhere closer than this. This is an unusual place for these guys to be hanging out. I don't know why they're here. Everybody's acting a little weird today. That's okay, though. Maybe there was a mouse or something. There's usually when they act strange, there's something like that going on that I'm just unaware of. We'll see. I have to vacuum everything and look around for that kind of stuff. We'll see. Anyway, let's head in here and see the rest of our kittens. These are River's kids that I was talking about. And there's River. Beautiful River. Hi, beautiful girl. So River's getting adopted on the 12th. That's next week. She has no idea what's coming. Oh, she's a sweetheart. And her whole family, including her, are kind of like Eddie in that, they love your attention, but they're very shy kitties. Their first reflex is always to startle and run away from anything, even me. And Eddie still does that too. I've talked about that a few times. If I go and find Eddie and try to pick him up, the minute he sees me coming towards him, he wants to run away. No matter how much he likes me, he just knows that's the thing he's got to do. Just automatic. And we both have to put a lot of work into it to not have him run away. But then when we do eventually come together, he just loves it. He just loves to be petted and snuggled, and he never gets enough. And these ones are the same way. In a quiet moment, they'll come to you and snuggle and purr and be lovely. And the rest of the time, they want to play. And if anything unusual is going on, strangers or noises or a new house, they find a hiding spot and they hide, and they find good hiding spots. All of them do. They've all managed to fool me, although now I've got a pretty good handle on it. When they go to their new house, there's going to be new hiding spots, and their new people are going to have to figure that out. I always suggest when you adopt a cat or a kitten, no matter how friendly they are and no matter how shy they are, that you put them in a room where you have complete control over all the hiding spots. Don't put them in a room with a bed, because it's really hard to get a cat out from under a bed. That's a pain. Make sure that you know where all the little hiding spots are. Give them a hiding spot, but make sure you give them a hiding spot that you can access and that you know where it is. That's the advice. And for these kids, that's especially important because they are going to go to their spot all the time, and you got to know where to go. For these kids, their favorite hiding spot turns out to be, some of you have seen this. There's a I guess you call it a vanity, or the sink, under the sink in the bathroom anyway. There's a bathroom down here, and there's a tiny little hole underneath the under sink cabinet. I guess, I don't know, whoever installed it would cut it out for some, or it's been reused, I think, maybe. I don't know. It's like a hole that plumbing would have gone through, but it doesn't now. It's very tiny. It's like the hole is maybe the size of my fist at the most. And these guys found it, and that's where they hide. They squeeze through that hole. I don't know how. And every time I can't find them, I just go open the cabinet, and they're all in there looking at me. It's really funny, and it's cute. And I'm glad that I knew about it. We had something like that at the old place, too. We had these end tables in the living room. You guys might remember the ones that were like C-shaped and S-shaped. And the C-shaped ones also had a hole underneath, so it was hollow and accessible, but you would never know it because there wasn't a drawer in it or anything. You would just think it was solid. So at first we had kittens disappearing, and I couldn't find them, and then they'd reappear, and I couldn't figure out where they came from. And then one day I saw them do it and realized that those end tables, the C-shaped ones, had holes in the bottom, and they would climb up inside the end table and just hang out and just, have a top secret hiding space that you would never ever find. It's very clever. It's just the kind of thing these kids will do. So you gotta be really on the ball for that. Hi, well, this isn't your show today. This is your sister's show today because Chalet and Villa are getting adopted tomorrow, and it's going to be real early in the morning, actually. Real early. I'm not going to be pleasant when these people meet me. They're going to be like, "You're not like you are online at all." I'm like, well, nobody sees me online at 9 a.m., you know. Anyway, so this is Chalet with her purple collar, and we're going to do a little goodbye wave. Bye-bye. It gets interrupted by Yurt. Hi, Yurt. You're going to come over here and smell, see what she's doing. Smell my finger. Okay. Okay, you're being very funny. He doesn't know what's happening. Also, Villa and Mom are being very cute. Can I get this on without them together? It's hard for me to do that. Okay, but let's come back and finish what we were doing with Villa. So these two girls are getting adopted together. They've always been kind of twinsies, so that's cute. And they're going to just have a great life together. And this one is Villa, so let's do this. Oh, if we can. Maybe. Okay, bye. And let's see if we can get them both to wave at the same time. Okay, not really super awkward, but we tried. Bye, everybody. And then one more, just Villa. Here we go. Okay, I think that'll do for every needful combination. I hope that counts for people that keep track of the goodbye waves. There we go. So I'm really going to miss them. They are going to Florida, and I'll tell you, it's going to be a very exciting trip for them. They are doing planes, trains, and automobiles. I don't know every detail, but I do know that right now the plan is for their adopter to show up here by car, pick them up, and take them back to the train station right near Dr. Katz's office, and take the train into Grand Central in New York City, and then from Grand Central in New York City to get on a plane and fly them back to Florida. That's going to be very exciting. We've had other cats take a similar trip. In fact, if I recall, when Paul and Mary came, they had to go all the way across the country, and they also took them by train. Well, I say they, it was Paul that came and took them by train to O'Hare and flew them back all the way. And it was a very long trip for them because there was like a flight delay and stuff. It was already a long trip, and then their flights got delayed, and it took them, I don't remember now, but it was something like 12 hours or more to get home. And the whole time they didn't use the litter box, which is something that everybody asks. And I think it's probably something I should mention, that it's very rare for the kittens to use the litter box in transit. And a lot of people are like, oh, should I bring a litter box for my car ride? In fact, Bumble's person was like, we're an hour and a half drive. Should I bring a litter box? I'm like, no, definitely not. I've never had a cat or a kitten use the litter box in the car, no matter how many times you bring it. Even when we did that cross-country trip with our kids, 8 hours a day, and everybody that's ever adopted from us with a long trip has said, no, they never would use the litter box. So we tell people not to even bother. They're not going to use it until they get where they're going. Or if they are, it's going to be such an emergency that you're going to have to sort of clean up the box anyway. So we say just bring a plastic bag, bring an extra towel, and if they make a mess, just pull their whole blanket out, tie it up in the plastic bag, and put in a fresh towel. The end. So that's what we do. And even so, I don't think that any of the adoptees, I don't think, have ever had like a big accident on the way home. Maybe there've been some little ones, but normally just nothing at all. So not worried about it. I do see that one of those cute little crocheted aliens has been losing his hair. So pretty soon he's going to be a twin for me. Yurt, by the way, this is Yurt. He is getting adopted with Bee upstairs, Beagle, the big floofiest girl. And so he's going to be here for quite a while yet. He's going to be here a whole nother month. He'll be as big as his mom by the time he goes, I bet. But he gets along already with Bee. We took a little bit of time to introduce him. It didn't take any time at all. If you just give him baby food together, he's trying to eat that ladybug, and he's regretting it already. Anyway, if you give them baby food together, then they become fast friends. And we've got him to be friends with Bee, but much like Bumble, we tried to show him all of the puppies last night, and he was a little overwhelmed by having all 6 of those strange kittens running around at once. That was too many. But we have introduced him to B, and I think it was, I don't know, there were a couple of the others that he was starting to get buddy with yesterday, but we got to work on all of them at once. It's just overwhelming. So anyway, yes. So River, like I said, Yurt's going to be here for a long time, for as long as B is here, which is actually I think just a little over another month. But River here is getting adopted on Tuesday. River, I thought you were leaving. I thought it was like we had another month with you too, but I was wrong. Now I'm going to miss you so many. I was already thinking about how much I'm going to miss Bumble because she's so snuggly. And by this time next week, the only mom cat we're going to have is Scotty. Now, don't get me wrong, Scotty I think can do the work of 3 or 4 mom cats as far as being entertaining and snuggleable. So that's nice. But boy, am I going to miss these two. Especially River here. She's just got so much floof. I've commented on this before. Her adopter is never going to believe in person how much floof she is. She really does look like one of those forest cats that's just thick furred, especially in the winter. I feel like she's getting a little bit of her spring coat already. But they'll be surprised when they see how floofy she really is. She's got like this real thick double coat kind of thing going on. So these kids also want to go out and play. I did just see the question, though. Any news on the next mom cat? And I do see other folks asking. And the answer to that is no news. It would be too early for news. But I did talk to Dawes, the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. Those are the shelter that, does the applications and finds us our mom cats and, all the rescue stuff. And, technically these are their cats. We just foster for them. So I talked to them and I said, we would love to see a single new mom cat this time, please. Not, 2 maybes and a definite, just one. 2 maybes and 2 definites, actually, was what we got last time, wasn't it? Oof. So I said, just one, please. But in this back half of April is what I said. So anytime, probably in the second half of this month. And in the past, they've usually taken that and tried to get in early. So I wouldn't be surprised if a week from now they're like, hey, how about a mom cat? But I would prefer if it were actually more like 3 or 4 weeks still. And then we'll be getting a new mom cat in just when everybody is about to leave. But we'll see how it works out. We don't get to pick these things at all because it's just whatever turns up at animal shelters that needs to be fostered and that, typically, we tend to bring in moms or mom cats that are pregnant, and that's just what we do. Of course, lots of people will foster kittens or foster cats, and that's all very important work. But there's even a lot of people that foster pregnant moms like we do. It's all good, I guess. But my point was that we've really been specialized in pregnant moms, and that's why. We'll cast a pretty wide net, or Dawes will cast a pretty wide net to find a specifically pregnant mom for us if they need to. If one just doesn't come into their shelter, then they'll call around. And we've had some. I think even River here is from Georgia, and that's how that happens. Is we don't get a lot of pregnant mom cats in Connecticut in the winter. But Georgia does, so they just brought one in from there because they all need rescuing and, they all need fostering and they all need care. And so, if one just has to take a little trip to get the best care, that's all worth it. Isn't it, River? It is worth it. You are so pretty. Oh, my goodness. You people have no idea what's coming. Okie dokie. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me for the close-up. I see some of the adopters are here talking too. Yeah, good. So yeah, as far as the adopters go, they have all joined us on Discord. So definitely that's one place that you can bother them about updates. But when they do make social media, I also always post links to that on our Twitter. So if any of that is going to happen, I will let you know there. Even though our Twitter's been a little bit less active lately, I can at least be sure to do that much. I think that was everything. I was just saying thank you guys so much for joining me today. And we probably won't get time for a close-up tomorrow and almost certainly not Saturday. We're Sunday, but next week I'm betting we'll be able to do that. Maybe we'll be able to get River's goodbye wave. In fact, I'll owe you that now since we didn't do it today. So for sure, we'll have one on Monday before her adoption on Tuesday. I've committed myself to that. Until then, keep an eye on the regular Kitten Academy live stream. Right now, what you're going to see there is me going and letting a bunch of kittens out to play with each other, I think. These kids and the ones upstairs, I think, is probably what I'm going to do. Let them all out at once. I'm not going to bring them together, though, and they may or may not do that themselves. And I'll keep some baby food on hand and literally on hand. All right, that's my plan. Let's make it happen. And we'll see all of you guys next time. Oh, don't forget mailbag this weekend, too. 10 o'clock, just like always. Tomorrow, I guess, it's mailbag. Wow. What happened to the week? Okay. I still can't tell you if I'm not looking at both of you together at the same time, which one's Villa and which one's Chalet. They're different, though. Chalet's clearly darker and bigger, but that doesn't mean that without looking at them both, I know who's who. Villa looks very silver, actually. Okay. Okay, Chalet, bye-bye.